Hi Flosstube, it's Kiara here. It has been, I thought I wrote it down, but I guess not. It's been about a month since my last Flosstube. Lots has been going on. I've actually been productive. And not a lot of stitching, but today is February 10th, 2023. This is Flosstube number 28. And this is an update about what's going on, some life stuff, some other stuff. Thank you to everybody who reached out to me. It's been so great hearing from everybody. I have really enjoyed it. And I appreciate everybody who's been praying for my daughter. I don't know if we should do let's do a quick update. My daughter has been transitioned back to her zone school. She's been struggling. We had an IEP meeting yesterday. Just if you could all keep positive thoughts going her way. She's going to go back to school on Monday. My daughter suffers from PTSD and anxiety, and she gets very, very flustered in a typical school setting. We're originally from New York, and she was in a very small class, size 12, and she had transitioned at another school to a regular class with 25 to 30 students. When she went back to her zone school, she was struggling, and I think part of it was the time of year. But we're going to switch her classroom and we're going to try it again. Otherwise, this mama's got to actually seriously consider homeschooling, and it's not something I'm comfortable doing. I am not a teacher by nature. It's not anything I've ever wanted to do, but I am going to have to put my daughter's needs above to what I'm comfortable doing. So that's where I am with that. So if you could all keep her in the thoughts, that would be great. My son is doing really well right now. He had surgery back in October. He's wearing his braces, and we've got him wearing them about 15 to 16 hours most days, and that's like incredible. When we did this surgery back when he was 6, he's 15 now, he wouldn't wear the braces, so we're considering this a huge win. They do use a wheelchair a little bit at school because he goes to a very, very large school. So at some cases they're using the wheelchair, but if he's in the classroom, he's walking around wearing his braces. So he's been doing really well. My husband's working. My daughter's in our last half of her senior year of college, and that's all. And that's what's been going on with me. So let's get into the stitching. I'll start. I have not been doing a lot of stitching. I did something to my hand right in here, and if I stitch too long, this whole thing hurts like you wouldn't believe. So I'm very gentle with my stitching. I'm still doing it, and my life has not been my own lately, so it hasn't been something that's been high up on the list. I haven't done my Finish Fridays. I do have a couple finished projects. One of my whip goals in January was to work on miscellaneous Primrose Cottage Stitches items, and excuse me, and I finished 2 of them, and I'm close on the 3rd, and I think I'm going to still work on that this month as I start, but it's been so cloudy here that I haven't been able to do it. I cut my hair and I put bangs in it, and it's a little bit annoying right now. So I finished this one. It has a big mistake in it, but I'm going with it. So this is from Primrose Cottage Stitches. I can't show you the pattern because I printed it out. So that's this. So there's that one. This one I don't even have because I chucked it. And then I finished this for St. Patrick's Day. So I really should finish these. Then the 3rd thing I was working on, I think I brought it, was these 9 patches from Primrose Cottage Stitches. So here I am. Oh, sorry guys, I hit my ring light. Sorry about that. And so this is where I am. So I really would like to finish this. So I think I'm going to buckle down and I'm going to finish it. I'll just put that in here so I can put it back. Then my other goal for January was to work 5 days on Martha Guthrie, which is Hands Across the Sea. So here we are. This is Hands Across the Sea, Martha Guthrie. So I am doing this in anchor thread, and I just lost my black, I think. But I think that's okay because I don't think there's any black in this. It went underneath my table. So this is oh, it's got a needle sticking out of it. Let's see if I can pull it and put it, actually, let me just do this. Okay. Let's see if I can see what this is. This is an 18 count Ada scroll from Bestitch Me. And this is now where I am all the way down here. Can you see that? Okay. I am at this point more than halfway done since I am right here. My goal was 5 days. I was all the way up here when I started, so I had this whole border to do. So, yay. I actually think I'm going to play with my Whip Go goals and put this back on it because I really would like to finish it this year. Then let's move into our February Whip Go, because that was all I worked on, those 3 things. Those 4 things. That's all I worked on. As you can see on my book of days, I did not stitch a lot. I've only stitched 1 day in February. I've just had so much going on. My kids were home a week from school because we had ice. And then we've been dealing with things with my daughter and other things. So I haven't done a lot. Did I not bring it in here? Maybe I didn't bring it in here. One of my goals is for Dancer by Barbara Anna. And I hate Dancer. There, I said it. I think I'm going to scratch it. Okay, I don't have enough of it done to have a real investment. I have 1 antler done. So number 11 was called, and here's Dancer. I actually think I'm going to find something else and stick it in here. The other one is Pine Needles. It was a Halloween daily. It was a free pattern on their website. You can purchase it now, and I think I'm going to have to go purchase it because I don't have all the days, but all I've done is this little thing here, and I've only got this part of the frame done. The frame was done, and as was this square. So I'm going to try to finish this and try to finish out this row because I have the days for this row. Then I think I'm going to spend the $9.99 and buy the pattern because I cannot find all the printouts of the sheet. So that's the stitching I've done 1 day. Not to say I haven't been busy, because my other goal for 2023, so tell me what you think. Would you just scrap Dancer if you weren't into it? I really think that's how I'm going, honestly. So then let me go in. I've been really good. I haven't bought anything still. I take that back. I did buy a pattern of something I want to start. But for the most part, my goal for 2023 is to finish projects I have started. And I've been really good with that. So now I'm going to show you 2 quilt projects that I've finished. And I mean fully finished. One is going to a new home today. That's why I wanted to film a Flosstube so I could show you. It's this cute little wall hanging I did. It's going to a friend of mine for her grandbaby. So it's very small. So it's going off. And actually, before I do that, hold on. I have a loose thread from doing it. I just want to. So there was one. And it was so funny because I finished something today, which I'll show you in a few minutes. And I had a message from somebody who, because of my videos, was inspired to learn quilting. And I'm going to say, I am a totally self-taught person when it comes to sewing. Oh, actually, I need to go put this into my heat press. My label's coming up. And I free motioned it on Miss Moxie over there. And it's all ready to go. So we'll put that there. Then, if you all remember the wall hanging I was doing for my bathroom, the Mickey and Minnie one, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw this. Last Friday, I decided to have a finish thing. So I finished it, and look, it's got the binding on it. So it's ready to be hung in my bathroom. My husband's happy. I just have to buy a coat rack. And then I have been working on something else. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Hi, everyone. And since I had to go and get something else, I found Dancer. And I'll show you. That is all I have. So I'm definitely thinking of scrapping this because it just brings me no joy. No joy at all. I don't even like it. I don't know why. And it doesn't really go with my Christmas decor, winter decor either. So that's about where I am with that. So tell me, would you scrap it? Okay. Then this morning, I finished quilting this. I have to trim her up and get the binding on and wash her so she can go to a sweet young lady who's having a hard time in the hospital. And look at this. I'll show you this on the back. Oh, sorry guys. Let me put the light back on. Oh, not my day. Hold on. Oh, hold on. I think I know what happened. Okay, my light became unplugged, so it's no big deal. But look at this. Look at this pretty variegated thread. So I'm going to trim this up and put the binding on and hopefully get it off in the mail by Monday. Well, it have to be Monday because my kids are home and I'm not going to try to rush to the post office. But I really like this one. And I did very, very loose free motion quilting on it because I want it to be very squishy. So I finished two and a half projects. I also did a bunch of blocks on that quilt that's back there. That's the first row, and then over on the door over there are a few more blocks. I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I did 6 blocks for that quilt. It's a free pattern from Pat Sloan. I believe that's what that one is called. Home Is. And I started that. Hold on. Let me look in my book. I started that 1/12/2021. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 more blocks to do on that, and then the borders and everything. So I'm going to keep working on that. Pat Sloan hosts a Block Wednesday every week. So I've been doing that on Block Wednesday. I didn't do anything this week. So the other thing is, if I start something new, I'm trying to do it totally from my stash and stuff I have here. I will probably have to buy backgrounds because I never kept a lot here. So I'm okay with that. Backgrounds and backing. So that's okay. But I do have a lot of backing here because one of the quilt shops every now and then online sends me a thing in the mail for 3 yards of 108 wide fabric for like $40. So a lot of times what I'll do is when they have that, I'll buy 1 or 2 so I can get that. One of the quilt alongs I'm doing is, I love these Jolly Bar samplers. This book is from the Fat Quarter Shop, and then they put together a sampler quilt. So we're up to week 4 in that, and we're doing a bunch of blocks. One block is called, I have to make 4 of them, and it's called Mosaic. And there are a lot of people doing this, so you can go there, and I'll show you my blocks in a minute. So this is the block Mosaic that I gotta do. So I have to make each one of these is a block, and then you sew them together. So I have to do that. And then I have to do page 74. It's called Nutcracker. And this is it. So I'm making one of these. And the block I'm making on this one is 14.5 by 14.5. So this is week 4, and I'm not sure how many weeks there are in this. I think like 8. It finishes in March sometime. So I'll show you the blocks I made. I'm using a really old layer cake. A Jolly Bar is half of a layer cake. A layer cake is a 10-inch square. So this is one of the blocks I've done. This is an old Moda layer cake. It is from, it's called Abbey Rose from Robin Pickens from Moda. So I may see if I can find a little bit of yardage because Pat Sloan released, she released an alternate border to make it slightly bigger. This one. And I'll show you one thing I do with my blocks if I can do at times. Then here's another block. And we're making generally one block or one unit from each quilt. So here's this one. Actually, this one we made 2. And I don't have the finishing instructions, so I'm not sure how those 2 finish. And then there's this one. So, and this will probably be totally for me. So, and then I have a question at the end that I want to, one thing I do with my blocks a lot of times is I use pant hangers and I hang them up. I have a whole bunch of like unfinished things in the closet. So I hang them like this till I'm ready to use them. And it prevents them from being folded and stuff. So this is the Jolly Bar 4 sampler. These are really beginner friendly for the most part. Here's the Jolly Bar 4 book. Okay, then because I'm supposed to be working on things that need to be finished, I'm not supposed to really be starting stuff, but let me give you a big but. Pat Sloan is doing this. It's called the Holiday Hoopla. Okay, it just started on the 31st. The second block came out this week. I did not get my second block done because I didn't. I had a lot of, when I have stuff with my kids and it bothers me, I get very emotional and very, I can't function and move forward. So I've been a little bit stressed out. So the first block we did was one of these pinwheels from this snowman quilt. And these are great. A lot of these quilts in here are small. So this is the Holiday Hoopla. So the first one we did was that, and then the next, and let me see, where's my block? Where is my block? I just had my block. Oh, here it is. This is block 1, and this, I am trying to do my block totally scrappy. So I had this, I actually had everything in this. The only thing I wish I had done better in this block, and I don't care enough to change it, is I wish this right here, I had either done in this background or if I had done it in this. That's the only thing. But I love this block otherwise. But I don't hate this blue down here enough to change it. So, plus I'll just figure out when I do it another way. Okay, and then the next block I have to do, and on this, the only thing I may do, and I'll tell you, is, I'll show you on this. Some of these blocks have sashing, and I may just see if I have a Lori Holt, because I don't know how, let me see. Sashing. Frames around block. I need a yard, so I might have something here for the sashing that goes around some of these blocks. I need to find something for that. And then I need to find something for these half square triangles. I think what I'm going to do is, the way Pat Sloan's doing this is she's doing it like this. And a lot of my scraps are Lori Holt. And I'm throwing some other stuff in it. So I may go in here and say, okay, and find a Lori Holt for this and for the border. So that's what I'm thinking on that. So the next block I have to do is this Mayday block. And there you can see it there. So that's what I have to do this week. So I have to do my Jolly Bar for this week, and I have to do my Holiday Hoopla. So that's what I have with those. So plans, what do I have for plans? I'm going to do that moving forward. I have to quilt another quilt. I'm trying to stay up on my quilts, honestly, because I want to keep moving forward. I actually, oh, Pat Sloan's also going to do another sew along from this, and I got to show it to you guys. I meant to show you that from this book. I can actually take the thing I had off it because she's not going in order. I thought she was going in order. She's not. I think it's 69. She's going to be starting, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do this, but I think I'm going to do this. This is, it measures 42.5 by 50, but I may make it bigger. But she's doing a library quilt. I love that. I absolutely adore that. I thought I started something else, but I don't know. Maybe I didn't. Let me just check one thing. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I didn't start anything else. That was the only thing I started. I did see another pattern that Pat Sloan is doing for the Virginia Quilt Museum. I think it starts on Tuesday. And I have a lot of, it takes a fat quarter bundle and some background. And like I said, I might have to get some background unless I decide to do a scrappy background, which is something I've never done. So it makes me nervous, but could be done. But what I'm thinking is of hopping on that because it's a small donation to, hold on, excuse me, I'm getting a phone call. Hi everyone, it's like 3 hours later than the last part of the video when I stopped it. I had a phone call, I had to run out, get my kid from school. We have some funky weather going on and he's acting out. So we were getting ready to talk about my plans. So my plans are to continue with finishing up. My home is back there. I have I have like 6 or 7 blocks left to go before I start assembling it. That big piece right there is the first section. So I'm excited about that. I want to work on this. Since I finished that heart quilt that I showed you, I also ran to the post office and mailed that to its happy new owner. So I am doing, I don't know if I have the rest. I probably have to find the rest of the directions to this, but this is a pattern from the Fat Quarter shop called Mini Muffins, something. Mini Charm Muffins, and you use a mini charm pack, which is 2.5-inch squares. So I did one, and I have to look because Pat Sloan had, I don't know, maybe I have to print out Pat Sloan's, but I did this one. Oh, okay, here, so you can see it. I did this one. So instead of being, this is a free pattern, so I can show you a little bit. So, oh, here it is. Okay, here it is. So this is a wall hanging, and this is how it looks. This is how the Fat Quarter Shop designed it. Pat Sloan, I love Pat Sloan. She offers so much free information. She came up with this thing to turn that pattern into a shamrock. So you do, hold on one second. Yes, Sammy?
Mommy?
Yes.
When you're done with that, can we do my fraction sheet?
Yes, I will help you with the fraction sheet. Okay, so instead of making 4 of these for the mini charm, you do 3 and then this. So I have 1 done, and you do each of these and then you turn them a separate way and all the stems meet in the middle. So I have all my 2.5-inch squares, and then I also have a bunch of the half square triangles for this part. So I only have to assemble this thing, and it's been sitting here. I started this 2/20/21. So, and all these are miscellaneous greens from Lori Holt. So I'm going to work on this. So this is going to be one of my UFOs I work on. The Home is one of my UFOs I'm going to work on. And then I am going to continue working on, I'm going to do Holiday Hoopla, because that's weekly. And I'm going to be doing my Jolly Bar 4. My other thing is I'm going to put the binding on that other quilt that I finished. Hopefully I'll hang my Mickey and Minnie in my bathroom. I need to buy a curtain rod. And then I need to load something else on Miss Moxie. And I think this is what I'm going to load on Miss Moxie. This was a present for my husband for Christmas. My husband loves The Mandalorian, and this is going to be another large wall hanging. And this is actually going to go in my bedroom. For those of you that don't know, my son is a non-verbal autistic. So his bed is in our bedroom. So I'm going to hang this over. I have a big piece where traditionally you would have put the bed, but I have this beautiful bed and I like for it to look out into my living room so you can see the woodwork. So where his bed is, I'm going to hang that on the wall to define his space a little bit. Plus my husband will like it. So I'm going to load that. I also think I'm also debating taking a long arm quilting class because I would like to get better and more well-versed in different motifs, and I'm a visual learner, so, and I don't mind practicing on my own quilts. So, and also one of my goals is to keep quilting these quilts that I have in a bin. So that's my plans. The other thing is I have had so many people reach out to me asking me if I sell my quilts. Okay, here's the deal. To be honest, quilting is really my way to decompress and relax. There are certain quilts that I will make for myself because I just have to have them, like this one back here, okay? It's got mistakes in it, but it's my color wheelhouse and everything, so. And probably this Jolly Bar one and the Holiday Hoopla one. But I have others that I'm not super invested in. And one of the things, or I have patterns, like I have a pattern that I really want to try. It's nothing ever really complicated. But I don't know if I have the pattern right here. I showed it to you guys in another one. It's a relatively easy pattern. It's just cutting fat quarters to go a special way. Or I have some Villa Rosa patterns, which I love. So I think that I may do a raffle of some sort. And the reason being is I am the regent of my DAR chapter, Daughters of the American Revolution. And the regent, it's like a president's the person in charge. And one of our things is fundraising. And right now, I am raising money for Wreaths Across America because there's a very large cemetery in New York. It's the only national cemetery in New York City. It's Cypress Hills National Cemetery. I'll actually put the link to donate our chapter thing, but I would like to get, our chapter's goal is 75 wreaths. A lot of chapters use this as their fundraiser, but what we do is, because this is such a large cemetery, there's 23,000 veterans there. It's also got a huge amount of Medal of Honor winners, and only a portion of the cemetery is covered. There's 23,000 graves, I believe, there. And so my chapter's goal is 75. For the way our sponsorship group is set up is that for every wreath, another wreath gets bought. I think it's every 3 a wreath gets bought. So if you buy a wreath, more than one gets donated. And so we don't get any fundraising from that. Other chapters is for one wreath, you get $5 back. It's a great thing, but my chapter feels that we should be honoring our veterans and the patriotism, which is one of the DAR's tenets. So I would like to get us above that 75 wreaths goal. And I thought if I possibly did a raffle or something for a quilt, it would be a better, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell X number of chances, say 20 tickets at $20. I have to figure out the math. The math isn't, or 40 tickets at $10, whatever, and you buy a ticket and I'll put you on a spinning wheel and we'll pick a winner and then I'll send you the quilt. And then I will send the donation to my chapter, or I will buy the wreaths with the money so you all can see. Because there's no way for me to track who bought a wreath on Wreaths Across America. And I really don't want to get into the weeds of that because that's not something I really have time for. So then I could say, okay, we've supported this many and thank you very much. Or if another thing my chapter is doing is we may be supporting, what's it called? What is it called? Food insecurity. So that's a big thing. So that's what I'm thinking of. And I want to know, would you like just a general quilt, a patriotic quilt? What do you think that you would want? I'm leaning towards maybe doing one patriotic or a wall hanging, or I gotta see. Because the amount I'm quilting, and I've been quilting, though I have so many UFOs, but it would be interesting to see if there's interest out there. I know I have several people who ask me to buy, but if I'm making you a quilt, it kind of takes my joy and my stress relief away. So that's where I'm at. So anyway, let me end it here because I'm kind of babbling, but thank you for reaching out for me and telling me you missed me and everything. It was so nice to hear because I have been kind of down and withdrawing inside of myself. So I appreciate it. I will talk to you. Watch my Instagram because I probably won't have this quilt I showed you that I need to put the binding on to show you the next Flosstube. I'll probably only have a picture of it. So if you want to see it done, check out my Instagram. That's where I'll put a picture of it when it's done. It'll either be it'll probably be in my Instagram, and it'll probably be a story too. So have a fabulous day. I need to go do a fraction sheet with my little one because it's something she's struggling with. But I'm so happy to be talking to you all. It warms my heart. Do all the YouTube-y, likey things, and I will talk to you all soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.